I've made a hash. You're not kidding.
If you need help in the kitchen, Smiths are offering 3 for the price of 2 on selected cookery books, magazines and videos.
For madame et monsieur, à l'orange. And for you, haricot blanc à la sauce tomate. What's that? Baked beans.
Whatever you're into, get into W.H. Smith.
Just go and pop the kettle on. Oh, do sit down, dear. There we are. I think George must be bathing the dog. Oh, that's quiet. I'll just go and tell him to move it. Excuse me. George! I haven't met Mr. Roper yet. We see rather a lot of him. Isn't he a traffic warden? Yes. Not my favourite kind of person, I must admit. They always seem to pop up when you leave the station. It is a very large dog they have. Not really. It's a Yorkie. They certainly do him proud. This is Mr. Roper. How do you do?
Oh, very nicely, thank you. It's warm weather for the time of year, isn't it?
Yes, they say we're going to have some rain.
Well, yes, very good for the garden, yes.
Here we are, then. Now, I told you we wouldn't take... George!
Excuse me. Very nice of you to come. Again, anytime you like.
You phoned again. They have got through to the finals. I've put everything in the oven on that special setting designed for married people, marked, "Your dinner's in the oven, I want a divorce." It's not all bad news, though. Apparently, in the pub, they bumped into Yvonne. Ha-ha. I said, yes, fine, bring her along. Why not? She's, you know, she's a friend of a friend, nothing special, just your average Parisian fashion designer. She looks a bit like Nicole, you know, in the adverts. Sadly, I look a little bit like Papa. I look like the bloody chauffeur.
Oh, well, perhaps you'd like to go into our fitting rooms and try it on.
Thank you.
Oh! Have you hurt yourself?
Can't go in there. That's one of those communist changing rooms. I stood standing there, you know, in my Liberty bodies, in front of all those girls. You should have some private receptacles, you know. The girl there, she's got nothing on. Nothing at all. Not even a brasserie. Little Judy, am I right? Judy? Is that the real history of that frock, Judy? It's obviously an old favourite. Is it a furnishing fabric, Judy? You were very wise to remove the curtain ring, if you know.
Yvonne. Philippe. Write her name tag here. There we go. Oh! Our knees touched. Pardon me. Or should I say, pardonnez-moi. Yes, can I top you up with a little wine? French, of course. There we are, like my car. And your, teeth. There. Fascinating human being. Moi. Oh. Yes, what can I say? The SAS years were quite eventful, being parachuted above the tree line in Norway with just a box of matches and a jar of Marmite. Anyway, let's talk about you. Voo, poo. You know, I wish the others weren't coming now. There's nothing more romantic than dinner à deux.
Do you like Indian food?
Oh, yes, yes. I particularly like the subtle blending of the oriental herbs and spices.
Yes.
You haven't got a bit of tomato sauce, have you?
Mr. Rigby, I'm sure you'll enjoy
Yes,
it.
of course, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, you love a good curry, Miss Jones. You can certainly tell it's doing you good by the way the sweat breaks out on your back. You know, Miss Jones, I think it's the only thing that keeps those poor devils going in Calcutta.
Yes,
I really do.
yes.
Yes. You may not know this, Miss Jones, but I happen to be a bit of an expert on Indian food.
Really, Mr.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes. The tandoori chicken, the Bombay duck. Yes. I particularly like the vindaloo. Yes. Mind you, afterwards, it's usually a case of where's the loo? If you pardon my vernacular, Mister. Now then. Oh, now then, what's this little delicacy here?
Oh, well, that's the hot flannel.
Well, that's all fine then. In 100 years' time, when the core of the oven has cooled sufficiently, archaeologists with special tools will chip away at the solidified lava and find the remains of a lamb casserole. It'll be like Pompeii. They'll find the vegetables petrified into position. Look at this. It's melted my sausage gun. Oh, I'm not cut out for this sort of thing. I'm a man. My role at dinner parties should be pulling out difficult corks, playing with the candles, and then suddenly becoming boring and argumentative after the second bottle of Valpolicella. What I need is a bit of inspiration.
How often have you gazed enviously at the exotic creations of master bakers and chefs? Well, you needn't feel envious anymore, for here are a few professional tips on what can be done with the simplest of tools and ingredients, demonstrated by the famous husband and wife cooking team, Fanny and John Craddock. These butter flowers are simply cubes of dry bread or cake decorated with butter, colored with a harmless vegetable dye. An illustration of how a most uninspiring subject, like the much-maligned hard-boiled egg, can be turned into a romantic work of art by a little ingenuity. Simple, isn't it? Although let's hope that most husbands don't mind their pipe cleaners being turned into swans. Otherwise, the feathers will start flying. See? Nothing to it. In fact, you never know what you can do until you try. Famous last words.
They phoned again. Apparently they won the pub quiz. And the prize? A meal for 6 tonight. In Le Jardin du Plaisir Gastronomique. So they're not coming. It's so Thank you. It's so inconsiderate. I mean, who's going to eat all those hot ashes? Oh, well, I didn't want them here anyway. I hate dinner parties, sitting there lying about how much you earn until the baby wakes up. Then somebody's boyfriend who you've never met before decides to do his party trick that sets fire to your curtains. You're just fingering your car keys when the host gets his guitar out and it's 6 choruses of Kumbaya. Look at this. I mean, look, Yvonne would have loved this. So anyway, they won't be enjoying themselves. If there's one thing worse than eating in, it's eating out.
I always think it's such fun having something prepared right under your nose like this. Part of the fun of coming out, I always think. I say, darling, wouldn't it be fun at home if you want one of those little things that they put on the table?
Well, try it later, darling. Later.
No, you mustn't pretend to. You must watch it all.
Yes, all right.
And then you'll slide down.
Yes.
Contemplating having people round for something to eat, I've discovered this unbelievable new recipe. You take one of these, and then you add one of these, and you dial for one of these. The conversation you have with the delivery boy will be far more interesting than anything you will get over a dinner table. So remember, the next time you hear yourself saying, "Yeah, great, you must come round to our place for stop yourself, because the chances are it might end up like this. Bon appetit.
You, up there! What is this noise? Can you see what is happening?
Oh, yes. They are sitting down to dinner.
Sitting down to dinner? Are they stark raving bonkers? Do they think I'm playing games? It is a typical exhibition of the British phlegm. I spit on their British phlegm.
Yes, Chindy, you may serve the wine. Wine? That will make me mad.
Lydia! I think we've got a little plaster.
Philip Schofield will be back next Thursday at the same time. Next tonight, another hard-hitting documentary following the Murder Squad.